Hey everybody, this is Dr. Renee here, and it is officially fall in Vermont, my absolute favorite season. The air is crisp, the smells are clean, the colors are turning beautiful, and everything just kind of has this fresh, fun, get out in the air while you still can and be outside as much as possible feeling. It's gorgeous. So today I have on my cozy sweater for fall. I have my warm drink as we're going to hang out and chat today. And today we're going to focus on you and your healthy little pumpkin as we go into this fall season. For those of us who have kids, we know that fall is a really busy time. It's a fun time. It's an exciting time. There's sports. There's the last bit of outdoor activities. There's theater at school. There's parties that start to happen. People start to have birthdays. We hit Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Sometimes it can feel a little overwhelming, but I want to give you a few tips for you and your family this fall going into it. One, to keep you and your precious little pumpkins as healthy as possible, and to kind of give you some things to be able to de-stress or not go into as much stress as you get busy into fall. So I mentioned just a minute ago the string of holidays that starts. One that really kicks off fall is Halloween, and kids get really excited about it. Why? You said it, candy, right? Halloween kind of centers around candy, Thanksgiving around your Thanksgiving dinner meal, and Christmas around meal and presents and family time. And those are all good and those are all fun, but Halloween, the kids kind of get a hard hit. The weather starts to change, everybody's in school, they get busy, all of that can kind of start to decrease your immune function. And then as we hit Halloween, we get this sugar rush and all these parties for the holidays start, and we're busy, we're not resting as much, and we're eating sugar, and that's hard on us. So as we move into this season, I want to chat with you guys about some ways to help you with that. Traditionally in Halloween, we decorate. You know, people either put up mums or pumpkins or corn stalks for fall decorations, or some people might do the big spider webs on their house, but we decorate, we bake things, and the house smells like cinnamon and nutmeg all the time, and I love that. And then on Halloween especially, we dress up, and that's really fun for the kids too. They get to be their favorite character, their favorite superhero, and that's exciting. It's also a lot of work on mom and dad sometimes to help them either get the outfit ready, get the costume ready, or to go out and make sure that they can find the one that they need. So let's, plan ahead a little bit there and decrease some of the stress in your life, or have a fun family activity where you get to build it and create it together. That takes some stress off of you, takes stress off of the kid. It's exciting for kids to spend that time with their parents and say, hey, my mom and dad and I, we made this. This is pretty cool. So that can be pretty fun and helpful. And usually at Halloween, we give out treats, and that's where the sugary part of that comes in. So if we're taking time to decorate, let's take times to maybe do that as a family. If we're making baked goods, invite the kids into the kitchen. You can make some healthy treats at home that, the kids can help you stir or pour in ingredients or measure. Test their math skills a little bit on their fractions as they're measuring stuff into the bowl. That's kind of fun. Or just scoop it onto a pan, or, the little ones, just let them sit and peek in the oven window as everything's baking, and do that together as a family. Have time during your day where you're just kind of focused on that kiddo. It's good for you, helps mom and dad de-stress. Also helps the kid feel in a really busy time supported, which helps take care of them and actually will boost their immune system, having them mentally feel like, I have people on my side, I'm special, I'm important for this person to pause their day and do something, build something with me, or make something with me. Now, we can kind of work on that, and we can control that in our own homes. Now, the tricky thing is, what do other people give our kids, right? And some of us run into that, whether one, you're picky about what your family eats, and maybe picky isn't the right word, but just very on purpose. We eat these things and not these things. Or maybe someone in your family has a food allergy or a food sensitivity. That can be hard. And not only is that just difficult in taking your kids somewhere and letting them eat, but psychologically, psychosocially, that can be hard on the kids as well. So if other people are thinking about, okay, we can give some kids some sugary treats, or we can give some kids something else besides that, and then maybe we could have an activity for the kids in this way versus something that hands out, then those are all things that can help kids. So maybe you can talk to people in your neighborhood. Maybe you can just say, hey, this year we're doing a little something different. Would you maybe want to join us in that? Because otherwise, the unhealthy part of Halloween can really take over. It's a lot to get the costume, get it put together. Our kids are at many different parties at school or at friends' houses, consuming a lot of food that's pretty high in sugar, high in food coloring, high in preservatives generally, and that can be hard on their immune function. And just the busyness of it all can overwhelm them. So maybe if you talk to other parents or some neighbors and say, hey, this year we're going to do things a little differently. Would you want to join us? Maybe that could be helpful to you. Or even teachers. Teachers are usually really receptive to that in the classroom because they know what it's like to have a room full of kids on a sugar high. So maybe they'll say, okay, can we do these healthy treats for our class party instead, or maybe we could do these things. Some alternatives to the sugary foods are things like giving out pencils. What kid doesn't love to get pens and pencils? And if they're marked for a season, whether it's Valentine's Day or Christmas or Halloween, kids have a ton of fun with that. You can even put a little sharpener in there. Kids love to stand, hopefully over a trash can and not the middle of the floor, but stand there and sharpen their pencils. It's a lot of fun for them. It's neat. They like to see how that works and color with it and bring it all together for them. Little plastic spiders or pumpkins. These are easy. You can buy little bags of these and you can just toss them in bags for kids. It lasts longer than candy. It's something fun to play with. And actually, little pumpkins, you could give out actual little pumpkins, or there's the soft little squishy ball, almost like a stress ball pumpkin. And those are pretty cool. Actually, those are good for kids on a lot of levels. One, playing with that can decrease some stress. Two, it works with motor skills and helps build brain function. Even if they're just tossing it up in the air and catching it on their own, that's good for them. But it gets them moving, it gets them thinking, it gets them to be a little bit more physical versus just eating sugar and then having the high and then the crash that follows. Glow sticks, I think these are pretty cool. One, who doesn't love a glow stick? It's pretty fun. They're fun to wave around. It's a good time. But if you're giving these out on the night your town does trick-or-treating and you are giving out one that are glow sticks or the rings that you can hook together or bracelets, the kids actually get pretty excited and they'll put those on right then. And if it's dusk or it's getting darker, it's safer for the kids to walk around that night because they're glowing a little bit. Cars can see them better, and they're just a little more protected, and it's a fun thing that they'll get a couple days worth of fun out of and pleasure, and again, without decreasing their immune system and keeping them a little safer. The mini pumpkins, I made reference to the stress ball, is pretty helpful. Halloween stickers or even coloring books. These don't have to be huge. I mean, you don't need to go get a huge stack of coloring books. It's kind of the opposite. Kids generally like little things that fit in their hand or they can fit in their pocket. So even if you've got like a little flip tab, little notebook or little drawing sketchbook, just a pack of them, and hand those out maybe with your Halloween pencils. It could be colored pencils. Those are fun for kids to draw in, to stick in their pocket, to throw in a backpack, to have in the car. And again, they get several days worth of fun out of that. If you're into treats, homemade treats. Homemade treats. Doesn't mean you have to make them at home. There are healthy treats you can grab in the store. Generally, it's more cost effective to make them at home. And then you have some kind of tucked in your freezer for mom and dad too, or your fridge, which is pretty fun. But there's a lot of different options you can do for homemade treats. I have some recipes available for you on our Facebook page. If you go to the photos and scroll through, you can find some of these. But if any of these beautiful things popping up on your screen right now say, hey, you should try me, go to our Facebook page. We actually do different events in our office, and we had a big chocolate affair. It was a really fun 1920s themed night, and we made all kinds of chocolates. This is just a few of them. We made coconut bars, almond joys, chocolate milk, more like a grown-up chocolate milk. No alcohol in it, but it's a grown-up flavor. You can make it spicier with cayenne or chili powder, or make it a little sweeter. The only sweetener in it was medjool dates that had been pitted and soaked, and pretty tasty, creamy smooth. The brownies are avocado brownies, which you would never know anything green was even in them, but it's a really nice full fat that's good and healthy for you, that supports brain function and immune function. And none of these were sweetened with cane sugar. Some of them had stevia. Some of them had a little bit of maple or coconut palm sugar. It's a little less refined, and you actually end up using a little less of it because you're using a healthy fat like coconut oil or cocoa butter in your chocolate, which already have a sweet taste. And those are good support for decreasing inflammation in the body and increasing antioxidant values in your body to help fight off, one, toxins, and two, boost your overall immune system and function. So if you're interested in any of those and more, again, visit our Fostering Wellness Facebook page and scroll through the photos. You can see that. You can always give us a call too if you can't find it, and we'll help you figure that out. But once you start these activities with your family, once you start either decorating together or baking together, or saying, hey, if we're going to hand out treats to our friends, or if we're going to make treats for the classroom, let's do that together. We can build it. We can put it together as a family and then serve that. And you can tell your friends or people who come to the door trick-or-treating, hey, I made this. I made this for you. Again, it's a little bit healthier. You can maybe work with the teachers or other parents or your neighborhood to work through that together. But what the child is seeing is, I'm in this together with my mom or with my dad or with my grandma. I'm not alone. I'm starting habits that I'm building for a lifetime. One, sounds kind of funny to say it this way, but a habit of support, a habit of being there for somebody and someone being there for me. Two, a habit of eating well and taking value and pride in the things that I'm making. And three, just realizing we do this as a family. We do this health thing, we do this life thing together. So whether it's cooking, whether it's exercise, getting outside, just taking a walk, just being with your family, just playing with the kids, and saying, you know what, those dishes will be there, and when I get to them, maybe we can do that together as well. Those are all things that help to de-stress you, de-stress your kids, and keep you and the kiddos healthier longer. When you establish this, it actually is lifelong. These are my kids that you're seeing right now. This is my excuse to just make you watch my family slideshow. Not really, but we have 3 generations in these pictures. We have my parents, my kids, my husband, and I. And so we went apple picking. And this is a tradition. This is kind of a new tradition. I went, but I didn't go as a little kid. I didn't live anywhere near an apple orchard. We lived in the middle of the desert. But as a teenager, we were blessed to be able to live in such a beautiful area as Vermont. And we went apple picking. And it blew my mind. The colors of the trees, the crispness of the air, the crispness of the apples, and just that fresh flavor, picking it right off the tree and taking it home and either putting it into a pie or into a crisp or applesauce, doing those homemade things that hit me as something very special. So I wanted to take my kids out to be able to do that. Now my kids know, fresh, right off the tree, this is delicious. This is beautiful. They see the fresh color, the nice smell of the apple. They see how things grow. And it's not just apples. It's blueberries, it's strawberries, it's carrots. It's whatever's growing in the ground, and teaching the kids, let's go outside. Let's get the fresh air. Let's be in the sunshine. Let's eat this fresh food. Let's do it together as a family with our support network. These are things that will build your child up, not just in their immune function this fall and this winter, but for seasons to come. And then they get excited too when you take them out and see the different colors. The picture in front of you, I wanted you to see some different colors of food. But if we're thinking about beets, tomatoes, cucumbers, carrots, all those beautiful different colors, kids are like, okay, that's neat. Colors are fun. I mean, they love colored, cookies, but we don't necessarily want to put food coloring in them. There's beautiful colors to be used in nature. So when they're outside and they're seeing these things growing and they're picking them and they're enjoying them, they get excited because they saw it in the ground. They get excited because they were involved. And they get excited because they have pride in the fact that maybe they helped pick these things and put it in their food. Then they get excited to eat the food that has been colored by a vegetable or by a fruit because they have some ownership over that. So it's really cute. It's really fun to see that. It's really fun to see them get excited about that with parents and with grandparents, and not just in the fall again, but year round. Year round, what can we do to keep those kids healthy? And I've mentioned it. Some of them, decreasing stress, improving nutrition from sugary foods to less processed or more homemade foods, getting out in the fresh air and in the sunshine, having rest and downtime as they need it. So those are all good. Those are all positive. We know that. We've known for a long time, yeah, maybe we should do that. Yeah, maybe I should work on that a little bit better. Or you know what? We've been growing in this area. I'm really proud of my family. So how does chiropractic fit into that? How does chiropractic help with that? Well, chiropractic actually helps clear out your master system, your nervous system. And your nervous system controls and coordinates everything for you in life. It's how I perceive my world through my five senses, and it's how I respond to that perceived world. So if there's interference there, I can use all those other areas of my life for me and for my little pumpkins and try to improve those the best I can, but I might not be able to control and coordinate those to the best of my ability if there's interference in my nervous system. So when kids are under chiropractic care, a lot of different things happen. One, they can come in with no problem. Awesome. We'll look for anything underlying and correct that. If they're clear, we'll send them home. There's nothing to work on. However, if they do come in with different issues, chiropractic care can be a huge benefit in improving the health of that little one over time. It can help with things like ear infections, even if we're just talking about just actual functional motion in the neck, in the cervical spine, around those eustachian tubes and how they drain. It greatly improves that. And the nerve supply to that is really important in keeping nerve supply clear through this area to actually affect how those ears drain. It actually helps kids with things like bedwetting and colic, with irregular bowels or difficulty having bowel movements, with attention issues. This is really big with kids in grade school. After a kid is adjusted, generally they just kind of and just chill out, and they're able to just be at ease. They shouldn't be walking around with dis-ease or confusion. We want to take out any interference in that nervous system and just let them be at ease and be able to focus. And again, it super increases immune function. Whenever a child or an adult is adjusted for the next 4 to 6 hours, they make a lot more white blood cells, which is really, really exciting because our white blood cells help us fight infections. So as we go into this busier season of fall, as sports are happening, as school has started, as after-school activities increase, and if you have more than one kid, you try to live in 2 places at one time. So as you plan times together where, you know what, we have to make a treat for school anyway, we might as well do it together, and we might as well take some stress off by spending time together, supporting each other, and making it as healthy as possible so our immune function works the best it can. As you get outside and as you play together and you work those things into your routine to keep you and your little ones as healthy as possible, I would urge you to consider having your nervous system checked for any interference. Chiropractors are the doctors who do that. And when we check for that, it allows you to, 1, de-stress in your own body, but 2, control and coordinate all those other areas of your health better for you. If you have any other questions, I would encourage you to give us a call. The phone number is on the screen. You can call any one of the 4 offices and get in touch with a doctor. You can also email us or get on our website at fosteringwellness.net, and we would love to help you figure out how to help you and your family and your little pumpkin be as healthy as possible. And if you just want to come in and have a chat about that, we are open to doing that and seeing you. So I hope you have a great day. I hope some of this was helpful tips for you. Again, I want to encourage you to visit our Facebook page and check out those recipes for healthy treats for you and your family. Have a powerful day.